It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Happy New Year. What a year it was, in fact, for space exploration and discovery. Maybe we're over life on the planet. We decided to take it to the stars. But what an incredible year for science. It's been so much to talk about and so much to look forward to. I understand our science engagement astronomer from the observatory, Dr. Daniel Kahneman, joins us for a recap of some 2020's biggest space news, as well as what to look forward to in 2021 and beyond. Dan, so good to connect with you again, my friend. Happy New Year to you.
You too.
It was a great year, in fact. Lest we forget, I mean, so much negativity on planets, but so much to excite us off planet, which we're going to focus on that. For now, let's talk about NASA Artemis astronauts being announced, the first woman to get onto the moon. In fact, a whole new focus on the moon again. Not since the 60s have we seen this much focus there. The Great Conjunction, we've got the discovery of the salt lakes on Mars, and of course, a whole new focus on Mars, on eventually getting to Mars. What stood out for you as the highlights of this past year in terms of space exploration?
Yeah, I mean, there's an amazing amount of stuff that's happened in the last year, and a lot of it is just leading to the future, as you say, getting back into the moon. We're hoping to be back on the moon in 2024. Depending on who you ask, we might be going to Mars too. But the developments that are going on, and have gone on in the last year. For me, one of the major things was Spacex launching people to the space station
regularly.
And regularly now. So the capacity for America, who do lead the space race, to send people up to space again, and for SpaceX, a private company, to have got this contract and now they're really doing it. They really have blown us away in 2020, and I'm sure they're going to continue to blow us away in the next few years. And the other thing that SpaceX did, which was, in December, they did this test of the Starship, which is this coolest thing because it looks like the rocket from Futurama.
Yeah, it's like retro future. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's a real spaceship, and it flies like a spaceship. You take it up, you fly it across, and you bring it back down. It's ridiculous, and this is their vehicle that they want to take to Mars.
It's there. We've also seen so many of the complementary technologies improving, our ability to 3D print, our ability to understand biology, all of these ultimate questions. But I remember just a few years ago talking about Mars, and it was this far-flung idea, and things have exponentially increased. There was talk of kind of the early 2020s. Is that still the plan? When you say it depends on who you talk to, what is a likely projection to get a human on Mars, on the red planet?
So the NASA timeline is 2030. So they are planning for men on the moon and women on the moon in 2024. So 4 years' time, they will be landing humans on the moon again. And then that's one step, this sort of lunar habitat, to take people to Mars.
Because we'll be launching off the moon to go to Mars.
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily. We'll be coming straight from Earth, but there will be a sort of lunar base, which is kind of
for James Bond. For James Bond
pretty
to
much,
utilize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, unless Dr. Evil takes it over. But yeah, but SpaceX, and if the Starship continues to progress at the same rate that it is, and SpaceX, they work on timelines.
Yeah.
They launched 25 vehicles last year, I think.
One of those into space.
No, I mean, a lot of them into space. All the Falcons.
I'm just thinking of that cabriolet that's now floating around in space with a mannequin in it. Yeah.
So if that continues at the same pace, Elon Musk is predicting that they will have people on Mars in 2024.
Wow.
Which that's soon.
and generally, I mean, he's proven us, he's proven himself correct most times that he's made these proclamations. Other exciting news that stood out in the latter part of last year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, space travel was huge, and as you mentioned, some of the science discoveries, the discovery of salt lakes on Mars, it's not drinkable water, but it's liquid water underneath the ice caps. And when we are going to Mars, which we've just been talking about a lot, that's one of the requirements, is to have water. So we need to access this ice, this water, even if it's very, very salty. We can get under there, you can desalinate it.
Yeah, we can use it.
And use it. So that's a major discovery, the fact that water is there now. And it also points to the fact that there may be life and may have been life on Mars.
2021 is upon us. What are you most excited about? As a guy who has kind of the inside info, what do you think are going to be the big mind-blowing announcements and big progressions this year?
It's always hard to predict the discoveries. So, I mean, there's a lot of astronomy research going on, telescopes looking up, and things like Meerkat is making incredible discoveries.
Our ability to process that data is also much greater now.
For sure. So you can never really predict what's gonna happen unless you've got the inside line. But in terms of space travel and space exploration, there's some really big things coming in 2021. So the Perseverance rover will be landing on Mars. Now, we've had multiple rovers land on Mars before, and they've tried to look if there's, like it's habitable, like what the land is like, and sort of look under the ground. But this one is designed specifically to look for life or signs of life. So that's pretty exciting. And I mean, like, that aside, landing a rover on Mars is always
cool.
It's
yeah,
always cool. So that's super exciting from space exploration. And then from an astronomy point of view, the James Webb Space Telescope, which is Hubble was 30 years old last year.
Wow.
And this is replacing Hubble as a space telescope. It's 6.5 meters across. It's a huge mirror. It's been in construction for over a decade. It was first due to launch in 2016, but it's finally going up in October. And I think that in terms of the discoveries that thing's going to make, it's
all relative, and look at what Hubble gave us. This old technology, it's transformed the way that we see our universe and understand our place in it. So we can only imagine. Dan, I'm getting goosebumps actually just thinking about where we're going in 2021. So I look forward to welcoming you back many times to share in this excitement. And I think also we've got to kind of give yourselves a pat on the back for where South Africa sits in the grand dynamic. That's awesome. So you can enjoy it firsthand. We know our South African scientists are doing an amazing job in spreading the love of space and astronomy and everything that we can learn about ourselves through that process. Exciting times indeed.